before COVID-19, 98% of our meetings were face-to-face, either sitting at a coffee shop, in somebody's house, at the office, showing a home.
During this shutdown, as far as retail sales go, the first 2 or 3 weeks was non-existent.
So we're here in the architecture building, which was vacated a few weeks ago during the pandemic crisis. All of the students are now back home. And so everything happened so quickly. There's still a lot of unfinished work around.
The disadvantages to everything that's been happening lately is, of course, all their shows got canceled and there's just disarray in general.
I believe that we are at a complete pivot point. We're at a point where we are faced with a choice in the real estate industry, and frankly, many, many industries.
So in the past few weeks, we've had to very quickly shift from a physical environment, studio-based environment, to an online environment with everybody now in their own locations at home or in their practice.
We have had a couple sales during this shutdown. A customer we worked with over the phone through Facebook. We did a FaceTime video and walked around the car.
This is Brixton.
For us, we were able to kind of parlay that into some new tactics online that we kind of needed to do anyway. And it was kind of like a way to rapidly accelerate that process that might have taken a couple of years, but now it's all going to happen in weeks or months.
Moving forward, we're going to be looking for a little bit of a different set of skills, not only for real estate agents, but for administrative, for pretty much our entire business. With Zoom, Google Meet, FaceTime, the lovely part of these technologies is that they can be incredibly simple and incredibly easy to use. However, it's still uncomfortable, and we're still hiring. Currently, we're looking for people to have a willingness and a proclivity to move towards those technologies instead of take a step back from and move away from those. The requirements for us are already starting to shift in our hiring process towards people. We can train the tech. We just need them to be okay and adaptable and open to using it.
The access that students now have to more advanced digital fabrication technologies is something that you don't need to necessarily be in the same space to do. You can have a highly collaborative environment around a project that the file and the design efforts are in one city and the technologies are in another. That's already happening.
With local sales and customers, we're going to be using Zoom, FaceTime, walking around the vehicle, describing the vehicle condition-wise.
And we're back. Thank you guys for tuning into the Clubhouse. I'm Hugh. This is Brian. We're Golf Clap.
This is a format change. So, like, these companies like Insomniac and Beatport that are doing these online festivals, they're looking to book DJs, for example, and they're saying, hey, we'd love to book you for the festival. Do you have a way to stream? Oh, you don't? Okay, well, we have to move on to the next person. And that is the new DJ bookings now. They're not really necessarily monetizing that a ton because everybody's focused on donations right now as opposed to personal gain, but this is the new format now. It was vinyl, then it was CDs and digital, now it's streaming.
So there are a couple of advantages to moving away from face-to-face. Real estate is such a person-to-person, personal sale, personal transaction, unlike going to the store and getting a gallon of milk. However, there are some real advantages that have come up that I think is going to stick, at least with our business, and we'll probably see in the real estate community more prevalently. First one is Zoom meetings to get to know clients. Just even that first meeting to see if there's a great fit in personalities between that real estate agent and that client. That one's great. Second one is much heightened use of virtual tours before we ever go out and see our first home. So this will allow us to get through with buyers more homes faster and go through the elimination process of homes so we can really zero in and see the right homes. Even before this, buyers have gotten super busy with their lives. Sellers have gotten super busy with their lives. We have kids in more extracurriculars. We have people working longer hours. And so even seeing a half a dozen homes was a struggle and a stretch. Now we can go see 12, 15, 18 homes. We could do it all in an hour to 90 minutes because we're not actually leaving our own home. Then we can get it down to those top 3 or top 4, go out and see those and make the best decision for that family.
Post global shutdown, moving forward with car sales, we'll have iPads, iPhones in the vehicle, so a customer could come onto the lot, step into the vehicle, take the vehicle out for a drive. Well, I'll be communicating with them through the iPad. When they arrive back at the dealership, we'll continue to discuss the final numbers to move forward towards a sale without the face-to-face communication.
Since the whole landscape changed, it's like this is actually a almost better way to communicate with way more people, but they weren't all there paying attention before, and all the people that are creating content now weren't creating the content before.
This was always available to us, but it wasn't a way that artists were making themselves available to fans until now, until we had to.
And even if we did, I don't know if people necessarily would have followed because it wasn't like the thing to do. They wouldn't have got a Twitch account maybe just for us.
There are going to be some companies, not only in real estate, but outside of real estate, they're going to truly take advantage of this situation, and not necessarily in a negative way, but take advantage by the advantage to go learn a new technology, do something different, employ those changes in their business that they have been meaning to, but they may not have had the time to. They're going to come out of the COVID-19 situation stronger, more robust, leaner, and ready to fight. And those guys are going to take territory and they're going to grow. And that is true of any company out there in any industry. Conversely, we're going to see some people, no offense, we're going to see some real estate brokerages, we're going to see some real estate agents, some mortgage companies, some title companies across the entire real estate spectrum of companies. We're going to see some guys die on the vine, which is truly horrible because there are some good people out there. If we don't move forward and we don't go to where the client is, and the client has moved to Zoom, and I can tell you the client has moved to Zoom, and I know the client has moved to Zoom because my 67-year-old mother is on Zoom tonight with her friends in her MS group because they can't meet physically anymore. They have gone from never hearing of Zoom before to now they use it for their weekly regular meets.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really critical time for people and society in general where it's very hard to not focus on all the doom and gloom that's going on. But if you look at historical kind of, trends of how the US and the rest of the world has kind of overcome adversity, this is that kind of time where people will either, focus on everything that's going wrong or look at a way to turn it into a positive. And I know that in everybody's situation, that's a lot easier said than done. And it's a lot of times kind of a mind trick that, people and myself, ourselves, we play on ourselves to stay positive, but that's kind of like the survival tactic right now.
Hi, I'm Gil and I sell cars. I guess I've been selling cars since 1984. I think it just starts with hi, hi, what are you looking for and stuff like that. I mean, it depends. I'm a people person, so I need one-on-one reaction. I find it better face-to-face, but the world isn't face-to-face anymore. I don't know what Zoom is. I don't know.
Are you going to try and sell cars on Facebook?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. The world's changed. I think this solitude and stuff like that to me is really interesting because you can't touch. It's not face. It's going to be different and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen an hour from now.